Yes, guys, always remember the crazy world of social media, okay? It's competitive. People are very crazy sometimes about competition. But you have to remember, some people are just too crazy about it, right? And I'm not talking about somebody that wants to be an exercise fanatic and they get exercise a lot so they get really good shape and they do really well, or they might not be famous yet but they do really well and they might exercise a lot. Like being intense about exercise or being intense about diet is not what I mean. I mean some people just get really catty or really like crazy about it and they lose sleep over it and they just, you know what I mean? You don't want to be one of those people that's just like that your whole drive in life is to be insanely jealous and to be insanely this and that. And some celebrities are like that, right? Some celebrities actually feel very competitive in a negative way to themselves or to others because they just don't know their worth, or they just see someone and it makes them enraged because they feel like they're going to do so well and they're not. So, in general, be true to yourself, and focus on the things you can do and be within reason, right? Even today for me, I'm very good at what I do. I'm one of the best in the world, and I want to be the best in the world. So I really feel I am quite there. But in general, even me, I feel like my tummy is a little bit too big. And everybody's beautiful, no matter what weight you are. And I feel like my tummy is a little bit too big, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not obsessed in a negative way. I know one of these days I will lose all the weight that I want to lose, and I'll be happy with that. But, in general, I'm hard on myself in a way because I really think, well, how come I can't lose this weight? It's stubborn fat, right? But I'm not obsessed about it. I don't feel like, and I'm not competitive to the point where I'm like, gotta have liposuction, gotta have Ozempic. And some people are, and that's okay. If you like those things, and you really want to lose weight that way, no one's saying you can't, right? If your doctor gives you a prescription for Ozempic, or you want liposuction, and you can afford it, or you can get a loan, I personally wouldn't get a loan. Hopefully you could afford it, but you know what I mean? Like some things are, and I'm kind of like a tough as nails kind of person. I'm kind of like a very, especially for me, right? For most people, I'm very patient and understanding, but for me, I'm very hard on myself, right? Like I have to be the best, and I have to do really well, and I have to be the top person on social media. And of course, there's lots of people that are good. It's just that I want to be the top person. But in general, being the top person, you have to remember, like some people get really upset with themselves and feel really bad. Yes, I don't know what my point is, guys. I think my point is, if you're going to be hard on yourself and you're going to be competitive, do it in a way that doesn't cause you stress in the end. You can be stressed at times, and doesn't cause you to feel bad about yourself in comparison, right? But in general, obviously there's nothing. Well, I think this was my point. So there's nothing wrong with being relentless, being fiercely intense about getting your goals, being someone that has a huge drive, being someone, and of course within reason, right? You don't want to burn out. You don't want to have a hard time. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think having a drive and being passionate and wanting to be the number one person on TikTok and YouTube, that's a good thing, right? Especially if you know you can make that, right? Bye guys, till then.